religion disgusts me. Now, you were telling me something. I'm going to throw you under the bus, so don't feel bad.
Okay.
You were in a Walmart, and you said something to me about the Christian women that were walking around with their hairstyles and everything and their sourpuss faces. Do you remember?
I think so.
They just made you uncomfortable?
I've seen several women walk around Walmart, and they all wear long blue jean skirts, and they all have long hair down to about their waist.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always blonde hair as well. It's like, I just don't get it. I've heard that it's something to do with religion. I've never been 100% sure of what exactly that was, but I mean, I've always been told it's religion.
Mm-hmm. But so your sense of religion is it tends to be very institutional.
Yeah.
Like everything is the same.
Definitely.
Now, knowing what you know, especially about the Gothic subculture, this is a great way to sort of integrate this into the conversation. Does God make everybody the same?
Yeah.
No, I mean
everyone's different. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own personality, you know.
Set of giftings and talents, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you can't take person A and person B and stick them in a room and say, do the same task the same way.
Yeah.
Because God deliberately didn't make us that way.
Yeah. It's
and go ahead.
Kind of like my struggle when I was in public school. You know, everyone was doing good, but I couldn't focus. And they tried putting me on Ritalin, and that just made me a zombie. And
normally in the goth culture, zombies are cool, but not when you've been turned into one. I just want to point that out.
It was like, what's wrong with you? Why can't you pay attention? Are you paying attention? You know, that's what one of my teachers asked me several times in the middle of class when she was teaching.
But you were paying attention.
I was trying my best, and right after she would say whatever it was, she'd be like, "Did you get that?" I'd be like,
Interesting. It's an interesting parallel because in school the teacher will target somebody she thinks is a problem child. In the church, they'll just stuff them in a classroom and forget about them. Not all churches. I think I'm part of a church right now that, I mean, you've been there. It doesn't do that. I mean, they haven't pushed Sunday school on me once, and I've been in churches where that's all they do is push Sunday school. I don't even think Faith Baptist has a Sunday school for adults. But I've been part of Baptist churches in the past that did. And my argument to this day is there are some people that are just not academic. They're hands-on. She's a painter, and she's darn good. But when do you learn best? When you're doing something with your hands, or when somebody tells you, read this and absorb it?
Read. Basically reading, like, when I was taking GED class, if they would have stood up at a blackboard teaching math, I'd been like, okay. But if they would have handed me the book, and I would have been able to take my time, read through it, I'd been like, oh, okay, I get it. You know, which they did hand me.
For me, I'm hands-on.
Yeah, hands-on.
I'm one of those stereotypical males that doesn't read the instructions. The reason is I can't. I can read. I mean, I'm saying, you just heard me, but instructions become a blur. I don't know what I'm looking at. And it's the same with an academic textbook. I can't read and understand something that is trying to teach me how to put something together. But if you give me all the parts and the diagram and just those items, I'll figure out how to put it together. That's how I build all the displays at work. I'm hands-on. You're a reader.
Yeah.
And the next person might be something else. And to me, the whole thing about barbarians is that in a group of people, 10 normal people, the one person that isn't normal, I'm sorry I'm doing the air quotes, but I'm trying to make a point, is the one that I believe God has a specific, very special purpose for. Because He wired them to be an abstract, not a logical thinker. Because God Himself isn't logical. And this drives me nuts about Christians. to try to get you to think logically about your faith. But God isn't logical. Lie your son down on the altar and kill him? That's logical? Walk around this city several times and scream at the top of your lungs? That's logical? Not a chance. God is not logical. He's abstract. Sometimes it seems to me that he might even be part stand-up comedian. Because we're thinking nuclear missiles will stop those people, and then God sends a message down the line and says, just march around the city of Los Angeles 14 times and it'll go down. Okay, if we don't all get put in an asylum. But that's what God does. He shows himself to be great where we say there's absolutely no way that would ever work. And that's what he does, is like he'll make a group of people. I'm not saying they're all the same. I'm saying they all have similar personality and behavior types, but there'll be one guy that or girl stands out in the group who everybody's saying, what's up with that one? Or they'll lump them. I love this. They'll say, oh, future serial killer over there. Thanks. No, really, I appreciate that. And we find our place very quickly, and I think that's really important. So, I'm going to end the discussion there because it's a good idea. We'll be doing this until we finish the book. How often, I don't know. It depends on time. I have a full-time job, and she's trying to find one. We're working on the problem. So thanks for joining us. This is Waking the Fury. We're out of Worcester, Massachusetts, and you have a great week. Take care.